Jessie is stuck, and I don't think she can be in on this. So if we could record it for her, that'd
Oh,
be
yes.
super.
Yeah, Heidi wants to watch it too.
Maria's my recording.
I don't know why. I just always notice.
Well, I always stop it so like people don't catch us at the beginning, like chit chatting.
Thank you. Jessie will appreciate it.
Oh, yes, of course. Always, if you don't see recording up in the top left, just say it. Be like, Steph.
Ooh, I just noticed that. Okay, awesome.
Okay. You guys can see that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So how to log into your Coach online office. So this is just something I wanted to share with you guys, because even as simple as it is as coaches, sometimes it's like, wait, how do you get into this like office everyone's talking about? So you can write this down like on your sheet just so you have it for reference. You're going to go to teambeachbody.com and then you're going to log in with your email and password that you created probably when you purchased something. And then over on the right-hand side, it'll say coach. And then under that, it'll say coach office. When you go into that, it's basically going to be like your office of your customers. Everything that you do in your business is here. And so when we say like, look in your back office, that's what it means. So that's your back office. And there is a tab that says trainings. I don't want you to get overwhelmed with that, but if you have like an hour one day and you just want to start browsing through it, there are trainings that will say for new coaches. Just tons of references. We have so much content to learn. And there's so much, like there's so many places that you can go to learn things. So you're going to learn things from your upline coach, and then there's going to be trainings in the back office. You're going to just keep hearing the same things over and over again. So you're probably going to hear it from me. And then if you look in your trainings, you're going to see the same thing. So it's good to see them in different places. You hear things differently and things will just start to click after you hear them over and over again. So if you do go into these trainings, just, take notes and put down questions. Don't expect to watch them and then like fully understand what's going on, because again, it's a brand new business. So there is a learning curve to this. So I just want you to have this video to have access to of basically it kind of walks you through the back office. So to make you feel a little better, the back office just changed on December 14th. So all of us as coaches have this new software like platform that we're using. So we're learning along with you. So this is kind of like the first time that like our new coaches are learning what we're learning. So if you click on trainings in the training library, there is a getting started for new coaches trainings. And then if there's a coach office overview, and it's a video that will basically walk you through just kind of like the main things that you need to know about the back office. So that's just a nice thing to have. So I know a lot of people like tutorials and can watch things, and just a better way for them to learn. And then if you want to go to if you have your new coach checklist, we'll go over that next. So just kind of browse over this over the next few days, and there's going to be some things that you don't understand what they mean. So just kind of see what you understand, see what you need help with. Getting active on Shakeology Home Direct. So I'll be talking about this down the road, but obviously as a coach, you need to be using the products and working out and eating as healthy as we can. So drinking Shakeology is something that we just do as coaches. So having that on Home Direct means on auto ship. Basically it comes every single month, and you will have it at discount for 25% off. Creating your Team Beachbody profile. So there's tutorials for this as well. Your coach or myself can share a link with you if you can't find the video of how to do this. Again, it's all brand new to all of us. So any coaches that are on here, there is in your back office, you can go to the FAQ, there's a search that I can tell you what to put in, and it gives you a link to share with your new coaches, and it tells them how to sign up, put in their new profiles and things like that. So when you see COO, that's Coach Online Office, which is the back office. So we'll tell you how to set up your direct deposit. You want to have your bank account set up, because to get paid, you get paid every week, and you want it to go directly into your bank account. Otherwise, it takes a few weeks, and they charge you like $2.50 to have a check. So it's just nice to have it sent every single week. Getting organized, just have a folder and a 3-ring binder to just have everything organized, so that when you have paperwork, you can at least all have it in one place. Maybe have like a journal that you can start putting in things like goals and things like that. But just have a few things just for organization. Booking your first a call with your upline coach. So if I'm your coach, then I'll be contacting you to, do a getting started right call and just going over things to see like what questions you have, talking about goals and things like that. And if you're one of my new coaches and you have a new coach, then I can help with that as well. I'm available to anyone that needs it in the downline. So these are just some things to kind of just go over the next few days and see what you're already doing, see what you need help with and questions and things like that. This is really just something for you to refer to have so that you can start checking things off and realize that you're already doing some of the things that a coach does. So the next thing we're going to talk about is can you see the story? Okay. Okay. So some of you have already done this. Some of you haven't. But talking about your story is really like where your business grows, because everybody has their own story. Like no matter if you don't think you have a story, you have one. Everyone's life is different, and we all go through different things throughout our life that creates us to be who we are. So just your coming out post is the way that you tell people that like you're open for business. So if someone was opening a new business and they didn't market it or tell people, like no one would know that they're open, right? So your coming out post is just your way of telling the world that you're starting this new journey. And that way, when you start sharing about a healthier lifestyle and, we'll talk about down the road about how to post and things like that, but it just will make sense to people when you start talking about, health and fitness related things, and just sharing your journey with the Beachbody products and opportunity. So this is a little template that I will be sharing in the Facebook group, and it can just start to trigger you to think of ways to come up with your post. So you want to think about really 3 different things. So how are you feeling before you had Beachbody? So to just kind of help you, I can tell you part of my story and just how, it may trigger you to think of how it went for you. So for me, I was saying before Beachbody, I struggled with my weight my whole life. I tried everything, all the weight loss things, diet pills, and just really was never happy in my own skin. So I really just thought about the emotions that I felt, the not being happy with myself, or canceling plans because I didn't have anything to wear, not wanting to go out on dates, or not wanting to go to the beach with my friends. So really pulling in those emotions that other people are feeling, because that's what people are going to relate to. When you have an emotion attached to it, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's exactly how I feel, and she understands where I'm at. So think about where you were before Beachbody. Then you want to think about what you chose to do and why, and then kind of what it did for you. So for me, I just started drinking Shakeology. I had never heard of it. And I started drinking Shakeology and, keeping in track with my fitness, my nutrition. And, in 3 months, I was able to lose 25 pounds. And I just kind of talked about how, for me, it was like the magic ingredient that I didn't have in my life that was able to make me feel happy in my own skin. And then again, explaining those emotions of how it made you feel. People were coming to me on social media and being like, you look so great. You look so confident. You look so happy. What are you doing? And that's what people want to feel. They want to feel sexy for their husband. They want to feel happy in their own skin. They want to feel good in their jeans. It's not all about the scale. It's about the feelings that we have and the emotions. And that's what people are going to relate to. They're going to want to feel that. And then you want to talk about where you're going with this. So it could be that you just want to lose 10 pounds, lose 30 pounds. Maybe you just want to gain confidence. Maybe you want to gain weight. So talk about what it is that you want to accomplish with Beachbody. And then if it's helping people, your why is what we're going to talk about next. But that can be anything. And whatever it is for you right now is what it is for you right now. And you don't compare yourself to anyone else. And everyone's why is different. Some people do this for their health and fitness, meaning like physically. Some people do it for their mental health. Some people do it because they're bankrupt and they don't have any money. Some people, they do it for all different reasons, to change their lives of their family, to change their life. So you just want to project an image of where this is going for you and what you want out of it. And so that then they can see like, oh, well, I would love to do that too. So use these as just little ways to trigger thoughts for you and just start jotting things down. So what you'll want to do is you can send a draft to your upline coach, whether it's me or someone else on the call, and they can help you edit it. There's certain ways to post on social media that it's more visually attractive when someone makes a post. So your upline coach will kind of know how to do that and tell you when to post it, because there's obviously better times of the day to be posting things. So this is going to be part of your homework that we'll talk about in a little while. But just, use this template. I'm going to be sharing this in the Facebook page so you have this, and just kind of start writing things down. And really it's scary. Tiffany was amazing, and she posted hers tonight, and she was like, I was like shaking when I posted it. And it's like, I know, like, that's how it's going to be, because to be open and vulnerable, like, that's what people appreciate. People appreciate you being open and basically like putting it all out there. If you were like, oh, I have the perfect body and like, I love myself, like, people don't relate to that. And so when you are fully open and you're like, I'm just putting it out there, people appreciate that, and you get so much love. Like, it's so scary, but usually the things that are really scary are the things that people are going to love on you the most about and just really like respect you for that. So this may be one of the scariest things that you do, this week, but just know that like everyone is going to love on you. The coaches on our team will post, and you will get so much positive feedback from people that it really makes you feel good. So at the end of your post, you will have a call to action. So you will say something like, I'm really excited about this. I'm looking for 5 girls that want to join my first accountability group. So your coach can help you with that as well, because you always want to have a call to action so that people know, like, okay, she's doing this new thing. I'd love to do it with her. What am I supposed to do? Like, they need that direction. So that will be part of your homework for this week. And I think that's it for your story. So next thing we're going to talk about is your why. So just go to, let's see, I think it's page, and it's kind of just like for reference. It's not like you really have to have this up, but it just will kind of, if you start to think of anything as I'm talking, just start jotting things down. So your why, everyone's why is going to be different, and your why and your vision of why you started this business is going to be one thing now, and it could change in 6 months, and it could change in a year. So again, I'll kind of just talk about like what my why was, and it will help you think of, help you really focus in on what your why is and what you want out of this business. So for me, I just was like, I don't know if I have time to work a business, but I knew that I was done with basically like hating the body that I lived in for like 15 or 20 years. And so I said I was done with just not being happy in my own skin. So I really wanted to focus on myself. And I will tell you this, the number one thing you need to do as a coach is focus on yourself. And for 30 days, like, kick ass and take names and just do your best with getting your workouts in, like, make the time for your workouts, make the time to make healthier food choices, and just really start using the products so that you can start sharing about them. Because if you're not using the products, and sharing about them, then people aren't going to know what you're doing. And like, why would people go to you for help if you're not sharing and using the products themselves? So maybe for you right now, it's that you just want to like lose a certain amount of weight, or just be the best version of you, or mentally be in a better place. So that was my why for a few months. And then when I lost weight and I felt amazing and people were asking me what I was doing, then I started to share what I was doing. And when I saw income coming in, that's when I was like, wow, this could really be something. And then I set out a goal to pay off my credit card debt and my student loans. So that was my next why. And that was what your why is going to be, what kind of drives you to work when you don't want to. Like, this is a job, guys. And so sometimes it's not all like fun and pretty, and you have to do the things that are going to move your business forward. And so there are days that you might be like, oh, I just want to like sit on the couch and watch TV. But if you think about your why, and like for me, it was like, I wanted to get out of my $10,000 debt. I wanted to get my student loan paid off, because that would keep me up at night. I would think about it and be like, how am I going to pay my mortgage? How am I going to, pay my bills this month? So for me, it was worth it to work my business instead of watching TV, because I had goals that I wanted to hit. So your why has to be something that drives you to make you want to get your work done so that you can move forward into reaching your goals. Because so many people have goals, but people don't do what they have to do in their everyday life to move towards them. People say, oh, I want to pay off my credit card debt, but they're not doing anything each day to move towards that, because little things that you do every day are really going to add up to reaching your goals. So it could be as something as simple as, reading a book for 10 minutes. That's something that's super simple to do, but it's something that's super simple that you could just be like, oh, I don't need that. So it's those little things that you do every day that are going to add up to big things along the way. So that was my why. Once I paid off that debt, my next why was that I wanted to be a work from home mom. And so that I didn't have to work 14 hours at a hospital. I didn't have to drive 3 hours to work. I could be present with my family. I could go, if I wanted to, I could go out for lunch with my mom, or I could go on a field trip with my kids. So I had a vision for what I wanted in my life. And then that became my why. So you have to think about like, okay, what could this do for my life? What could this do for my family? If you have kids and you're like, oh, I would love to take them to Disney once a year. Maybe that's your why, to have a financial freedom to go on vacations with your kids. Maybe it's to pay off your student loans that are like crazy high. It blows my mind how much student loans can be these days. Maybe it's just to be your best version of yourself physically and to just love the person you are. Maybe it's to be mentally a better person and you're fighting depression, anxiety, and you know that working out and having a supportive community of girls and eating healthy is going to help you with that. So just think of, what is it that's going to drive you to want to do some of your work each day. So think about family goals, fitness goals, business goals, financial goals, travel goals. Like, just dream big and don't worry about how am I going to do this. Just think about what it is that could change your life. Financially, think, what could change my life right now? Is it your car loan that's like, oh, that's the one bill that it pushes me over the edge every month. If it's $300, maybe that would change your life right now. $300 a month, so $75 a week. Maybe it's whatever it is like that you feel like could change your life, short-term and long-term. And don't, again, worry about how you're going to get there, because that's not what you need to do right now. Just dream about what this business can do for you, because this business has amazing opportunities. It's just being consistent and doing those little things every day to move your business forward. So just if you think of things as I'm talking, just start writing those down, because that's going to be part of your homework as well. Let me see if I have anything else on your why. Oh, when you're thinking about goals in general, part of your homework, again, is going to be writing down some of your goals, fitness goals and some financial goals. So I want you to think about short-term goals, meaning like 3 to 6 months. Maybe you're doing like 21-day fix, or you're doing shift shop and you want to have, in 30 days, you want to have a fitness goal. So have it be, within 6 months, I'd say 3 to 6, and long-term would be like a year. For me, I lost 25 pounds in the first 3 months using Shakeology. And then I lost 25 more pounds over the course of like the rest of the year. So, to really change your body, it's going to take time. And that's why, Beachbody products work, because they just, they're sustainable. So I want you to think about, some short-term and long-term fitness goals, and have them be measurable. So don't just say like, oh, like I want to feel good in my jeans, because you want to be able to measure it. So whether it's pounds or inches, maybe it's you want to be able to do more push-ups, maybe you want to do your first pull-up, like anything that's fitness and that you can measure. And then financial goals, think about like, what could change my life within 3 months. If I was making this much a week, that would change my life. Maybe it's cover the cost of your Shakeology that costs $100. Think about those things. And then long-term, again, like in a year, what could, like, oh my gosh, if in a year from now, this is how I felt about my body, and a year from now, this is how much money I was making a week, would be life-changing for me. And again, everyone is different. So you don't have to think like, oh, I want to leave my job, because you heard my why. It was to be my best self. And then it was to pay off debt. And then I was like, I don't know, I probably won't even work the business after that. I had no idea. So don't think that like you have to be like, oh, I want to leave my full-time job. Some people love their jobs and they want to do this for supplemental income. And some people just want to do it for their health. So whatever it may be is okay. And just know that like, you don't compare yourself to anyone else. Just think about like what matters to you, your life right now. And the other thing is sometimes people have goals to like I was saying, like to pay off debt or, they just have certain goals, but they, they don't have like, what is your plan B? Like some people just, they think that like what they're doing every day is going to work. But you always have to have something like to fall back on. And if you think about like, if you didn't have a plan B and this was your business, and like for me, sometimes to push me harder when I didn't want to work was like, what if I didn't have, like, this is all I had. So like when I was working at the hospital and I didn't want to work my business, like I would just think about like, what if, like I would work my business, but be like, oh, well, I have my full-time job at the hospital. So like, if I don't make enough money this week, I always have the hospital. Or someone would be like, well, I will just pick up extra waitressing jobs or I'll bartend more. But if you act like with more intention every day and think about like, well, what if I don't have that other plan? Then you kind of work with more intention and work harder towards your goals every single day. So Thursdays in this business are pretty much like the beginning of each week. So the pay week goes from Thursday to Wednesday. So we get paid every Thursday weekly. And so if you make a sale on Thursday, Friday, Monday, anything you make up until Wednesday at midnight Eastern Standard Time will be that is within 1 week. So if Thursday morning comes around again, then that's a new pay week. Everything is 1 week behind. So it's like anything that I sold last week, I will get paid for this Thursday. So it is 1 week behind. But then, once you're growing more and you have consistent sales, then you don't really, you won't see that like that delay as much. Rank advancements, like if you get promotions, those will happen on Thursdays. So if you, technically you would rank advance on a Monday, it's not going to recognize you or change your rank until Thursday. So for example, like to have your first promotion, you have to have 2 coaches under you. So if you get your 2 coaches under you on a Monday, it's not going to recognize that till Thursday. So Wednesday at midnight is kind of like the deadline of each week. So if you have like a goal of like something you want to do every single week, it would be Wednesday at midnight Eastern time, 9:00 Cali time would be kind of like your goal for each week. And then we're going to talk about the 4 vital behaviors of coaching. So basically when people are like, what do you do every day as a coach? There's these 4 behaviors that they don't sound like much, but if you do them every single day, and they don't take that long to do, especially when you're starting out, they really do add up over time to create income and just growth in your business. So the first one is being a product of the product. So that basically means like you have to be doing your workouts, drinking your Shakeology, and sharing with people what that can do for you. So that was really how my business started to grow. So when I said that I just started drinking Shakeology and I had never heard of it, I was just like, within a week, I felt better. I had less cravings. I didn't have, the chocolate cravings at 3:00. I wasn't getting tired. I had more energy. I noticed my digestion was better. So like just from drinking that within a week, I started craving it more. And so then as those changes started to happen, I just started sharing them about it on Facebook. And I didn't really use Instagram at the time as much. So most people have Facebook these days, and then Instagram is definitely like an up and coming thing, I feel like. So just sharing that. So maybe it was like me sharing a recipe or just me sharing something that a result of I was feeling because of the shake. Maybe it was like getting my workout in before I went to work at like 6 a.m. because my workout was only 25 minutes. So just really like using the products and sharing about them. This isn't about like spamming people's Facebook newsfeed. This isn't about selling. It's really about like using a product and sharing what it's doing for you. So like if I go to a restaurant and I love it and I share about it, it's the same thing. If I'm using a shake that makes me feel better and I'm sharing about it to change someone's life, it's the same thing. If I get a lip gloss that I love and my girlfriends are like, oh my gosh, what is that? Like, I'm not getting paid to say like, oh, you should go get this lip gloss from Sephora. You're just sharing what you love. And so that's how you have to think about it. Of course, there's sales transactions, and that's how you make an income. But it really is just about using the products and then sharing what it does for you so that other people can see how it can change their life, because you are feeling one way before you use the product, and then you use it and you feel a certain way. That's how other people are going to see it as well. So just really just using the products every day and sharing that. That's what being a product of the product is. So personal development is the other thing. So this is something that a lot of coaches, like including myself, like when you first start and then you go along with the business and you kind of think like I used to go into Barnes and Noble and be like, self-help, like, well, I don't even know what that is. Like, I don't know. I didn't think I needed it. Most people don't think they need it. But when you are trying to better yourself, you really have to think about like the physical aspect, the mental aspect, the emotional aspect. And all of that is all connected together. So like you could lose 30 pounds and like look amazing, but you may not feel it on the inside because of other things you have going on. And there's parts of this business that are going to be scary for you. There's parts of this business that are going to be, it's going to take courage, and you have to be brave to do things because it's out of your comfort zone. And when you use personal development, meaning like you read a book or you listen to a podcast or an audio, it improves things within you, in your soul and your heart, and just gives you confidence, and it gives you the tools that you need to make you do things that put you have you go out of your comfort zone, so that you do the things you need to do to move your business forward. And so when I was commuting every day to Boston, I had a long commute. And so instead of listening to the radio, I would just listen to podcasts. And that was my personal development. And I would get that in. And it was like, when you're doing something that you're not really like using your mind, like I was driving in the car, but like you can listen while you're driving. If you're making dinner, like it can be 20 to 30 minutes, like driving in your car. Most of us are driving for 20 to 30 minutes a day. When you're getting ready for work in the morning, maybe it's like when you're making your dinner at night. So doing laundry, like things like that. Like it's just when you're doing mindless activities. You could be getting your hair done at the hairdresser and just pop in headphones. So if audio is what will make you do it because you have a crazy schedule and you're like, I can't put like 20 minutes aside to read a book, then listen to audio. And some people just love reading books. And that's been something that I've been trying to do more of, because I think that there's something about sitting down and reading a book. And I think you take in the information differently. And so we will be sharing with you all kinds of different podcasts, audios, books that you can read that we have loved. And it's funny that when people seem to be having a hard time in their business, it's because they're not doing their personal development. Because you could read a book or listen to a podcast and you have so much confidence and you're excited, and the energy that you have is like so high that you're like, I could do anything right now. But it's like everything else. You have to just do it every single day so that you keep that up. It's like working out. You can't just do it once and expect it, to see the results. It's something you have to do every single day. So whether it's listening for 20 minutes, maybe it's reading 10 pages in a book, it's just being consistent again with it. So again, these are small things to do every day that are going to move your business forward, but they're easy things to not do as well. So that's where it becomes in between where people are successful or where they're not. Because, making the 30 minutes to work out, or taking the 2 minutes to blend a shake, or taking the 20 minutes in the car to listen to an audio. So those are the things that are small. And, in the course of a day, it really doesn't take that much time. So that's personal development. And you can post I think actually a coach just posted, like, what are your favorite personal development books you're reading right now? Because everyone's always reading something different. And you may start to read a book and you're like, I'm just not like vibing with this. And you should be excited to read it. Like when I'm reading a book right now and I'm like excited to read it and I feel so good when I'm reading it. And that's what you want. You want to feel good and excited and confident. And if there's something you're struggling with, whether it's, I guess I'll talk about like what you could be struggling with, but like those are the books you want to find that will help you with what you need in that moment. If it's confidence or talking to people, things like that. So we'll always have suggestions for you for that. And again, just like be like jotting these things down, but they're going to be confusing at first, but you're going to keep hearing them over and over again. The next thing is inviting. So you probably are in a challenge group right now. where you purchased a like Shakeology and Beachbody On Demand or a program, and you're in an accountability group. So we call them challenge groups, but they're accountability groups. And this is when we say invite, we're basically inviting people to join our accountability group. So we are reaching out to people to say like, hey, how's your health and fitness? Are you doing a workout plan? Do you follow a nutrition plan? Are you struggling with anything in your life right now? Do you have any fitness goals? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to gain weight? And it's just about talking to people and inviting them, say like, hey, my team is running this accountability group. So, as of recently, it's been 80-day obsession. And we're just saying like, hey, on the 15th, we're starting this 80-day program. It focuses on this, this, and this. You're going to have nutrition. You're going to have my free coaching. Is this something that would interest you? That would be an invite. And so we have scripts that, just to get your juices flowing, and you don't have to use like copy and paste a script. The purpose of a script is for me to be like, this is how I invite people. Take what I use and make it your own. Because we want it to be like you. We want it to sound like you. We want you to be genuine and real. So it's genuinely like caring about what people need and how you can help them. You have to remember that like this business isn't about you. It's about what you can do to help somebody change their life and get them healthier. So that would be one example of an invite, inviting them to our accountability/challenge group. And if they say like, yeah, I want more information, then we can talk about the products that we sell. But for the most part, you would talk to them about a challenge pack, which is probably what you bought, Shakeology and a program, because you get the nutrition and you get the workout. So that's one form of invite. The other form of inviting is inviting them to the business. So the reason you're here tonight is because someone said to you, like, would you be interested in coaching? Would you be interested in learning what I do as a coach? Would you be interested in making some side income? Would you be interested in getting some discount on your products? So that's the other type of invite. So we have different forms of inviting, with saying like, oh, would you be willing to listen to a 10-minute audio about what it is that I do as a coach? Would you be willing to come to this Facebook event that my team is running? We're going to talk about what we do as coaches. I would love for you to come in, hear my story. That would be an invite. So it's just inviting to the business. So that's just another example of an invite. So that's something that you would be doing every day to move your business forward. Again, you're not inviting like 30 people a day. It's not like it's going to take a ton of time. But once you kind of get like how you like to invite and what questions you like to ask people, it doesn't take that long, and you'll just be doing a couple a day. On the other calls moving forward, we'll talk about like what your structured kind of like working hour would be as a coach, but these are just like the general things that we do daily. So that's inviting. And then recognition. Recognition is something that was added just about a year ago because so many people are not recognized at their jobs. I honestly feel like I was at my job for 15 years. I felt like I was just asked to do more and more and more. I felt like I wasn't appreciated, and it would just like wear on me. And I felt like whenever I did something really good, like every now and then, like I'd get like, oh, that's a good job. But like, I just felt like I was working so hard to like not be appreciated. And when you get recognized for certain things, it makes you happy. It makes you want to work harder and do more. And so whether you have a customer that made a better choice at lunch and they had salad instead of pizza, or maybe they fit into a pair of jeans that they haven't fit into in 10 years, like you recognize them and applaud them and say that they're doing a great job. So that's part of recognition. Recognition is also like once you have coaches on your team. So like I was saying earlier, like Tiffany, like did an awesome coming out post tonight. I know it was hard and I know it was scary, but it's amazing that she like just did what I asked her to do, and she did it, and she was scared, but she went out of her comfort zone and she did it. And just recognizing people as they reach certain goals, and just being proud of your customers, being proud of your coaches for putting in the work and doing things that are scary and out of your comfort zone, but they're doing a great job. And so you just want to recognize people for that. And so that's why Beachbody, we'll talk about this again on another call, but really does a great job at recognition. So when you rank advance, or you have promotions, or you just do what you're supposed to do every day, you can earn trips. And those are the things that they do to recognize you for your hard work. So recognition is the fourth behavior, that as you start to grow a team, or you get even one customer, it's just recognizing them for their hard work and just doing what they are doing to be a better version of themselves. And so I think that's it. So I'm going to share a little slide for homework, and I will share this in the Facebook group as well. So homework is going to be writing down your why. So just think about like, why did you sign up to be a coach, and what your why is right now. And if you feel comfortable sharing in the group, it's just good to put your goals out there to the universe. And it can be scary, but again, doing things out of your comfort zone is what's going to make you grow. I'll share the coming out post template and just kind of start writing things down, jotting things down. This doesn't need to be long, just like where you were before Beachbody, the products you used, and your coach will probably edit it to say like, so it's not just like this, all just like a Beachbody spamming like post. We kind of will edit it a little bit so that it comes out off a little different. So send it to them in paragraph form if you can, and just use the questions as reference. And then just think about some short-term and long-term goals. So short-term, anywhere from 30 days, if you're doing like a 21-day workout, 30-day workout. Short-term, 3 to 6 month, long-term, a year. So measurable fitness goals, whether it's lose a certain pounds, inches, doing 10 real push-ups, things like that, things that you can really measure so that you know that you are moving forward towards your goal. And then financial goals, again, don't overthink it. Just think like, what would be awesome? Like if within 3 months I was making $50 a week, and that would, pay for my car payment. And then think about a year from now. So that's it. Does anyone have any questions or anything that they want to ask before we hop off? I think that was 47 minutes.
Good job.
I have a quick question. You mentioned that like girls and ladies all the time. Is it not okay to have men coaches under you? I'm not sure I'd have that many that are interested.
Yes, no, it is. You kind of just like, everyone's different. Like it's your business. So it all depends on what you feel comfortable with. Some coaches do both. Some coaches do girls because they feel like they connect with them on a different level, So there are coaches that I know that are like, I treat men the same exact way that I treat women. So it just depends too. Like, and if you're running challenge groups, sometimes girls feel comfortable sharing certain things when it's only girls. Right. So sometimes I've had, like my husband, he's into health and fitness. So like, if I have a guy that needs questions, I will always like refer. I'll say like, my husband does this. If you have any questions and you want to talk to a guy. So for the most part, like we've had a couple of guys here and there, but not enough that like, I feel like it really like changed the way we did things.
Sure.
So Beachbody does have an app on the phone that it's more like, it asks them like, did you work out today? Did you drink your Shakeology? And it's, I feel like it's a little less, it would be a better place for guys and girls versus like a Facebook group, I feel like.
Sure.
I feel like the Facebook group is a little more like personable. Yeah, if that makes sense. So but definitely like, don't not have guys, if you had someone that like it came to you and was like, oh, I have guy customers. And I honestly will say to them, like, I'm happy to help you. How can I help you? Do you want me to be like, do you want to be in my accountability group? Do you just want to do the program and I can kind of guide you and check in with you every week just on Facebook by Messenger? So yeah, it's kind of would be what they feel comfortable with as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else? And I know that was a lot of information, guys, and this week's going to be like, you're going to be like, wait, what? That was so much that I just learned. But it's just like everything else. You're going to keep hearing the same things over and over again, and it'll just like kind of like start to click. Does the homework make sense for everybody? And like, I don't want you guys to be like spending hours doing your homework. So the next call will be Tuesday. So just over the next, right? Today's Sunday. Yeah. So just over the next couple of days, do that. Like your short and long-term goals should, only take like 5 minutes. And then like, I'd say you could probably get it all done in an hour together at the most. So yeah, so I'll stop recording.